recorded.
I'm a lot more.
We love New York.
I'm
3 or 4 days.
Yeah, no, I was born in Brooklyn.
Hey, Lisa.
Where's
recording? Here it is. Pause, stop. Oh, it's recording. Hi, we're here. What's up, everybody? So yeah, if you want to just take it around and say hi, we're all here. We got Tessa on the camera. Okay, so let me turn the camera around. And then you guys can like transition.
We'll take turns.
Okay, so that's it.
How do you turn? I'm say she's way better than I
It's up there.
So now that I'm not muted, hi everyone. Lisa, I was saying I feel like Gilbert Godfrey. I don't have my glasses on. I was trying to read your message and I was all squinty eyed. I see Alicia's on. Thanks for joining us. All right, so ma'am. It's Tom, not Frank. He reminds me of a guy named Tom from WB. Okay, I'm gonna flip it around. So you get a bar. Here's the table.
I really want to.
Hi. How cool this is. So they're doing an honor flight for 176 retired military women, and you can write them a little love letter or thank you for your service, and they're going to send it to them before they get to go out on their flight to Washington. So that's what this is right here. Okay, I feel like I'm at Melanie's bat mitzvah. It's like 80s themed. All right, y'all want to see me? Biago in the house. And a dog running around.
Probably the only one I will bring this.
Extreme close-up.
We were just saying how my girlfriend here asked me how is everything going? Is everything smooth? And I was like, no, it's not.
It's like I said, I feel like I'm at your bat mitzvah in the 80s with the song going.
Literally, after we practiced and did our run through, the color guard team that presents the flags canceled. They thought they were done. I was like, no, we're not done. We're starting at 2:23. It's always been 2:23. But anyhow, we have another color guard team coming. And not only do we have another color guard team coming, but now it's not a Marine flag, it's an Air Force flag. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. I passed.
Yay. Thank you for your service. Handsome hubby over there. That is a big balloon. Holy cow, biggest balloon ever. All right, just kidding.
Well, it used to be able to jump on flight here. Now, just for such a short
Yeah.
200 to come back.
So,
It used to be.
Want to walk around with it for a little bit? Take turns.
exactly. I know.
She said when they walk up. Sorry, she said when they walk up for the gifts.
Right, but Adrian comes up twice. So his gift is the first time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So the best thing to do is, so I'll be here, I'll be next to you, the mic and give it them.
Okay.
It's probably best to go.
No, I don't see it. Okay. Okay.
So anything,
He's everywhere.
Oh, you're gonna have the one today. Okay. She's
ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats and silence all electronic devices as our ceremony will begin in a few moments. Thank you.
I know you. Alicia?
Yes. Alicia? Yes. Melanie said to get the seat. Perfect. Let me find the seat and I'll do it. Okay.
More chairs, more chairs. All right, let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, just an announcement. We got about 10 minutes or so, just so you know, make yourself comfortable and get a drink. But
10 minutes.
about 5 minutes coming and start to get settled in. Okay, thank you.
All right, so let me take a look here. What do we have going on? We've got the lovely lovely couple, the lovely couple, the lovely couple. Ah, that's where you break it down and dance, guys. No, we got to keep it professional. Keep it professional. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. There we go. Yay. It's virtual. When we have a virtual world, the walls are limitless. Yeah. Say hi. All right. Very good. How are we doing out here? So we are at the Deerfield Women's Facility celebrating Melanie's retirement. And when you first come in, you sign the poster board, wishing her well on her 23 years of service. Retirement party, we've got the entire program laid out. Beautiful depiction. Make sure, take that QR code. Feel free to take pictures, you guys, screenshots if you'd like as you're doing it. Connect with her as you all are connecting now. And these are for the women of A Flight to Honor. We're going to start pretty soon. All of the accomplishments, timeline of life, the phases that life will take you, the journeys that you grow through. How amazing. Everyone's getting settled in. You guys know how it is when events are happening. People are coming from all over to converse, to connect.
Oh, you remember your page, Kelly? Oh, yes, yes.
Very good. All right. Where is the puppy? We should find, there we go. Tomorrow, when you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I love you. And we got another puppy. Hello. Somebody to lean on. Oh, the brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. There she is. I'm not. Oh, okay. I'll take it though. I am her sister. I'm her sister from another mister. Oh, look at the cake. We all need. Oh, you're fine. Show your beautiful face and your celebration of Mel. How much fun are you guys having watching this going on? Energy. You don't have many retirement parties like this. Got so many from so many people across the US, from different countries, from different states. Got beautiful ladies. Hello, ladies. Are you enjoying yourself so far? It's a good thing to celebrate, right? Very good. All right, let me look at the chat, you guys. Let me look at the chat. Tuning in from snowy Colorado. Too good. Yes. She does look amazing, doesn't she, Carrie? Obstacles in my way. We've got the photographers and videographers videoing and photographing. We've got many other servicemen and women that are dressed down in respect to the service, the ceremony, what is happening today, the 23 years of service that Mel has dedicated to our country that we all get to abide in, and that we are able to connect and grow and collaborate together. How good. Yes, Carrie, she does. So good. Friends, family, the puppies. Beautiful brunch, babes. Oh, I love it. This is where it gets fun. Proudly celebrating from sunny West Michigan. Thank you, Melanie, for your service. Beautiful. See, look at that. We've got Michigan. We've got Colorado. And we are in Deerfield, Florida. Sunny Deerfield, Florida. You know, the air conditioner is pumping because it is hot here. What is the weather looking like where you all are at? Oh, San Diego. Oh, I know the weather's beautiful out there in San Diego. It's one of my favorite locations. Any location with palm trees is my favorite. What about you? Say hello. Give a wave, sir. There we go. Hello. Bright sunshine day. Look, and everybody's not making eye contact on purpose, right? They're like, no. We can always tell the ones that like to have fun. There we go. These are the stars of the show. We've got Adi and we've got the little baby. Say hello, everyone. San Diego, look at this. Yeah. Look, we've got that happening. The master at his craft. With this, look at this magical little happening right here. Oh, goodness. Look at this cuteness. Talk about support. Talk about love going on. And that's why we love this. Say hi. Look, we've got front rows. They're ready. How do you guys know Melanie? Uncle and aunt? Wow. So you are relatives. You are relatives. How proud of you are, Melanie, for this. Love you so much. And the names? Kay and Joe. Thank you so much, Kay and Joe. We've got this recorded as well, so you guys will be on there. Thank you for coming to celebrate Melanie. Of course. Thank you. And we've got San Diego, Key Palm Beach, Florida. Very hot. How are you guys doing? Very good. How do you know Mel? You grew up with Melanie? Yeah, we know it. Really? Her whole life, huh? Out of where? Fort Lauderdale. They're locals. By the airport. So they've got, yeah, we've got people all over from here. All right. So we've got the relatives up in the front. We've got everybody that supports in the back. Thank you. Yeah. That's good. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Let me go. Yep. I'm going to come and get some video of this as well. There we go. Look at this. You know the photo ops are going to happen. The special precious moments. The respect. And now we have our arms Now we have our other service member coming. Very good. Yes, we just got the highlight of Carrie Osborne Marine Base. Very good. I love it. So we have got our ladies and gentlemen in uniform all lining up in support of Mel. We've got our hostess with the mostest, our star, one of the stars of the show. We've got Jim Chambers in the house. Say hello, Jim. Give us a smile. Give us a nugget. Give us something of your wisdom in your beautiful brain of yours.
We need more people to join the military. Quality people. We're not
Quality.
looking for the lower half. We're looking for the upper half to take care of this nation.
Let's go, Jim. They are getting suited up and ready to go. I hope everyone.
Future active duty military.
Future active duty military. We've got a lot of things going on. We've got the star of the show right here, Miss Shaw.
For joining to honor Melanie today. It's a very, very big deal. Lots of heritage in what we do in our life in the military. So stay tuned. We're just about ready to get started. You're in for a show.
This is the one and only Shar McCready. How she does, what she does, hostess with the mostest, server of all. And here she is celebrating Mel. Bringing it amazing. Looking phenomenal, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
And we've got the children. So who on here has done events? Oh, and look, do you guys ever get tired of this little puppy? Just precious. Precious.
And this is where we're going.
Very good. Beautiful. Cute. Looks great. Give me a little shoulders, ladies. Give me some shoulders, ladies. I love it. Feel the energy. I mean, what retirement celebration have you ever been to that has this much energy, this much fun, this much collection, this much diversity? Don't you just love it? Everyone is getting together. They are preparing in the back. Yes, yeah, very good. Are we still waiting? Waffles versus brisket. Okay. Contact. Don't, I just love the little ones. All the little ones.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats and silence all electronic devices as our ceremony will begin shortly. Thank you.
All right, silence all electronic devices. Time for the respect and servitude. I will not have you guys dance any longer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and honored guests. I am Senior Master Sergeant Ray Tuggle, retired, United States Air Force, and I have the pleasure of being the MC for today's ceremony. I welcome you to today's retirement ceremony honoring Technical Sergeant Melanie Levitz. And just for the record, this script was written by Tech Sergeant Levitz. And if you know her well, you know she's precise, very green, analytical, and to her blue side, she's the life of the party. And yes, she even has a committee for this event. You can see that she's been trained for many years. Now, for those of you who are just getting to know Tech Sergeant Levitz, you should know she's one of a kind. And if you hang out with her long enough, you may even notice her quick ninja-like skills that are precisely capable of anything. So if you're sitting here and wondering how you ended up here in life or in her corner, congratulations.
All right.
She was always captivated by her beautiful smile or her sincere and authentic love for people. So know you're in good company, though, because we all are. The rules of engagement for this event are simple. We will have a great time and make another great memory. Ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate the remarkable 23-year career of Technical Sergeant Melanie Levitz. Throughout today's event, there will be times when you will be prompted to stand, if able, and render appropriate customs and courtesies. If your children are crying or need a break, please step outside to the rear door. During the singing of the national anthem, military members in uniform will stand at attention, and civilians should stand with their right hand placed over their heart. But she wants you to know she does not want you to cry today. Okay, so please laugh and have fun throughout the entire ceremony. Thank you. Ceremony will begin shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the family, the official party, and the posting of the colors, and the singing of the national anthem by Mrs. Susie Dean. As a reminder, military members will stand at attention, and civilians should place their right hand over their heart during the singing of the national anthem.
Post the colors.
Colors. Pull. The face. Present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you to the amazing Air Force JROTC, Lakewood Community High School, and Detachment 155, University of Miami, and Mrs. Susie Dean for such an awesome rendition of the national anthem. Thank you so much. Now at this time, Ms. Phyllis Wallach, please come forward and deliver the invocation.
Dear God, as we gather together today, let us start with the Shehekiah, Jewish prayer for gratitude for reaching this moment as we celebrate Melanie for her 22 years of service. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehekianu v'ikimanu v'higianu l'zman hazeh. Praise are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who has kept us in life, sustains us, and enabled us to reach this special time. As we bless her, let us also bless all our service members and their families, those now serve, those that have served, and those that can no longer serve. May their memories be a blessing. Please bless all who are in attendance today to celebrate Anna. Please grant her and her family much love, happiness, and continuing travels. I met Melanie 15 years ago, and she's like a kindred spirit to me. Please help Melanie to be a blessing to others as she has been a blessing to me. As she begins the next stage of her life, we invoke Psalm 121, which reads, Adonai Yishmarach v'kol ra, Yishmar et nafshecha. Adonai Yishmar tzechata v'uvodecha ma'ata va'ad olam. God will guard you from all harm. God will guard your life. God will guard your coming and going now and forever. Let this be the blessing for Melanie and for all of us. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. Ms. Wallach, thank you for those heartfelt words and reading of the Hebrew scripture. Retirement ceremonies are a long-standing, time-honored tradition to recognize our military service. Melanie, you've been loyal to the Air Force as much as you've been loyal to our travel club, inspiring service members and travelpreneurs from across the world, even strangers across most social media platforms. Your persistence and determination resonate with those who encounter you. You face challenges head on, never backing down and always pushing forward. People always ask Melanie, do you have an on-off switch? Excuse me, do you have an off switch? They know she has an on switch. Seriously, if you meet someone who hasn't been touched by her spirit, generosity, or endless energy, hang tight. They'll cross paths soon enough. She's got more friends than some small towns. Did you take that in?
Yeah.
Trust me, you'll see that today when you look around the room and those watching online. So family and friends, I need your help and encourage your participation. Today's celebration should include a lot of cheering. While this is the closure of a career, it's not a funeral. And because we all know Melanie is also a yellow, caring and emotional person, let's make sure we laugh more than we cry. Another thing about Melanie, she's always leading the way in almost everything she has her hands on. This woman has the keys, the plan, and the ability to put together a great party. Seriously, so when the music starts, be the first one on the dance floor. Well, second. One, as you may know, Melanie will already be there waiting for you. There are enough people in this room to get the ground shaking, and that's the type of party Melanie has planned to have. So please join us afterwards for a great party. So this is your warning for what's to come. With Melanie's caring personality and giving attributes, she naturally forms connections with everyone she meets. Just look around the room. You will see her family members in attendance, teachers from grade school, friends before, and during her military career. Friends and mentors from our travel club, network marketing groups, her women's club, and the homeless person in the back of the room. Just kidding. But if that space was permitted, we know she would have had the opportunity for everyone to share this special experience with her. That welcoming smile she has, along with her pure love for people, caring personality, confident stance, and the love of community, inspires those fortunate enough to know her and believe in themselves to chase after their dreams. Knowing she is right there cheering you on, each one of them, in every step of the way, personally and professionally. Melanie is always shining as bright as the sun, even during those difficult life situations we all face. She will find the good in it and feed off that until the storm passes. And trust me, we all know it eventually will pass. Lifting and even sitting in a long line, lifting heavy weights during an intense workout, or helping someone overcome their own challenges, she's got that bright big smile, an amazing caring personality that just radiates off of her. She's so intentional with her life, as she knows the very limited time we have with each other and the importance of living in the present moment, what it really is. But don't be fooled, she still knows how to let loose and create peak life memories, as you'll definitely see today in this experience. So be sure to capture all the photos and videos you can, so you can upload them to the app called Photo Circle, which can be found through your online programs and a QR code that is posted around the room as well. Presiding over today's ceremony is Major Shar McCready, retired out of the U.S. Surgeon General's office, headquartered Washington, D.C. She currently resides in Scottsdale, Arizona, where she is now traveling the planet. We extend special thanks to Tech Sergeant Levitz family and friends, mentors who have all played a significant role in her life and career. At this time, we'd like to take a moment to recognize a few of her family members who are here in attendance today. Please hold your applause until all have been announced. Now, one thing Melanie has always made certain, after God, is her family does come first. So introducing her family, Melanie's husband, Adrian Castell, father Hal Levitz, Melanie's beautiful sister, Maya Rayner, aunt and uncle, Gay and Joe Strawbridge, and all family members watching virtually online. Finally, thank you all for attending today to share this very special occasion with Tech Sergeant Levitz and her family, as well as special thanks to all Melanie's volunteers and sponsors, our presiding officer, Major Retired Shar McCready, guests of honor speakers, Chief Master Sergeant Retired Donna and Chief Master Sergeant Retired Jim Chambers, and Staff Sergeant Retired Daniel Spencer, narrator, me, Senior Master Sergeant Retired, our invocation by wonderful Mrs. Phyllis Wallach, the proffer, Sergeant Robin DeJean, the honor guard team, obviously in the back, 155, and also the community. Let's see here, I've got to make this right. Air Force ROTC Lakewood Community High School, or University, I apologize. Okay, and honor guard flag detail team, detachment 155, Air Force ROTC University of Miami.
Yeah.
Chef Elgino Jenkins, I know you enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Wake up from DJ Terry Tay-Rock.
Yeah.
Volunteers Katie, Maxine, Kelly, Juliana, Jenny, Rich, Terry, and the high school students, and our usher, Lepe Piero. Well, this time it's my pleasure to introduce our presiding officer, Major Shar McCready. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Come on, Shar.
All right, we're gonna have some fun now.
Ready?
All right, well, thank you all for being here today. My dear friend Mel, thank you. It's my honor to honor you. Big deal here today. To say I was surprised when Melanie reached out and asked if I would be her presiding officer is an understatement. And you'll understand why here shortly as we tell the story of how we got here today. For a military member, retirement day is a huge, really big deal. Many people in the civilian public don't understand because so few military members actually make it to retirement day. It's not a normal sort of thing. So we always want to remember for Melanie today that this is not just an average day. It's the closing of a chapter she worked the majority of her life thus far to write into her legacy of life. And then we get to have fun with her as we move forward. Absolutely. You know, this simultaneous chapter, we close one and yet have a foot in the other, right? She's already jumped in, let's be real, okay? And this is a big deal because it does require a lot of the uniformed person, of their family, their support network, their friends, stories and sacrifices that are untold and many never spoken about, that just happen that create the career of a military member. Melanie, what an honor. Thank you so much for including me. Your friend, we started out as strangers, have become sisters, and doing life together. I love you, girl. For those that don't know, maybe understand, or be familiar with how an organizational structure really works, customs and courtesies in the military. See, Melanie was just beginning her military career when I was getting ready to retire. We never had the opportunity to serve together. She was not ever in my chain of command, meaning that I was a supervisor or someone in her supervisory chain. So to be asked to retire her in that way is a really big deal. Hey, ready to dance? Let's go. Now, in addition, because she was just starting her military career when I was getting ready to retire, it instantly made me feel just I've been retired 18 years this year from the service. Your transition as well. And I really love that it happens to be at the beginning of April because we just finished March, which is Women's History Month. Well, we have a lot of Air Force history in this room today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. So for me, in the late 60s, early 70s, I had a divine call when I was sitting in my first grade classroom. And I knew I was going to serve in the military. The Air Force was my first choice. I would serve in anyone in a uniform for sure. And I was told I'm going to practice medicine and fly planes, of which I got to do both. Well, in my time of rearing up in the service and getting my career going, we kept hearing about this person named Donna Chambers. Donna, would you raise your hand? Yes, huge. I didn't know back then that I would have the opportunity to do life with Donna Chambers, Chief Master Sergeant retired, and her dear husband Jim, Chief Master Sergeant retired. What I learned then was that Donna was blazing the trail for women coming behind her in the service. She was doing things in the aircraft world that no woman had ever been asked or thought of to do, and she just stepped up and said, I'm doing it, watch me. And as you get to know her, you'll understand that spirit, and she's a ton of fun for sure. And I'm eternally grateful because it was women like Donna Chambers, the general leader of the WASPs, that I got to meet in my career that gave me the vision to know what could come so that folks like Melanie could follow after. Another really interesting thing is that as Melanie was getting ready to start her career, she said, I did delayed entry, October 2001. Well, for me, 9/11, 2001 was a monumental day, like all of you, as I was in the Pentagon when the plane hit that day. And so to think that a young woman was starting her career because she had a vision, she knew she wanted something more than what she was getting in high school, maybe what she saw at the moment, at a time when my life almost ended in uniform. And yet that was then the beginning of the tail end of my career. So there's lots of Air Force history today and women's history, and I love that we're at the Women's Club of Deerfield Beach. How fitting is that, right? here today to help us. And last night, thank you so much for allowing us to use your facility to be here today as we celebrate our dear friend Melanie. So let's learn a little bit about her career. Some of you may not even know some of these stories, okay? So she started in high school, and we'll hear from her instructor there. 3 years of JROTC, and I asked her, how come? And she said, well, my boyfriend at the time was going in, so I thought, why not? Best answer, right? And it turned into a career. So sometimes those decisions that we make on the fly actually turn out to be pretty good ones, right? That was absolutely fabulous. So she did enter in October 2001 on the delayed entry program, which is just one of the ways we have for members to enter the service at that time. And she was enlisted rank number 2. And you'll be able to see her whole career. If you haven't had a chance to look out in the foyer, please spend some time, as it does tell Melanie's story from the beginning to today and beyond. So fun times, that was an interesting time, 2001, 2002. She headed off to basic training. Where are all my veterans in the crowd today? Basic training time. Get excited, right? All right. Well, her class had so much fun that they didn't even get a graduation. They didn't have that ceremony because there was a tornado that day. So they just shipped them on and off they went into their career. Kind of wild. So we're celebrating that today too, Mel, okay? All right. Perfect. Oh my gosh. I couldn't have imagined that. And at the end of basic training, she was voted most likely to get married and have a family first. Can you believe that? The things other people don't necessarily know about us just yet, right? From there, she went on to Keesler Air Force Base, which is down in Mississippi in the Gulf area. And she was in aviation's resource management as she began her career. So here she went, flying away. Then she went on to Davis Monthan in Tucson, which my brother was stationed there, and I was stationed in Phoenix, but years before, like 12 years before Melanie ever got there. Again, you're old, Char. Here she was in flight records and the operational support squadron, and she supported the 354th. Now here's where the conversation when Melanie and I were talking got a little interesting. She goes, I loved it there. I said, why did you love it there? She goes, I got to go with McSally. You know, I said, yes, Martha McSally, she's a classmate of mine from the academy. And Martha, another woman blazing the trail in the Air Force, was one of our first fighter pilots to fly the A-10. Big deal, female, she served in Congress and has a storied history, but Martha's physician, Air Force physician, and my physician, my personal physician, was the same person. And so Dr. Alma introduced us back in the day at the academy. She says, you two ladies need to know each other. I think you're gonna run far together. So another connection Melanie and I didn't know that we had until the conversation preparing for today. Too fun. And then what did she do? I want to travel. Can you believe it? Melanie traveling? I mean, right. So she volunteered to go to a remote assignment in Korea in 2005. This was her first international, and her records management career continued. And here, this was an interesting assignment for her. She was beginning to expand and learn that there was a lot more going on in the Air Force than just putting on the uniform and doing her job day to day. In fact, because we know Melanie now, each of us in our own way in relationship, she was already ahead of her time. She had to get waivers for things throughout her career beginning at this point because she was too junior in rank to do the specific task or host or committee lead, things like that. Well, I'm not surprised, and neither are you if you really know her. But here, she led the base's Holocaust Remembrance Ceremony and did such a good job. She was a senior airman at this point in time, a 3-striper. And she had to get a waiver for all of that. And she's walking across base one day. So for those that don't know, our bases, our posts are like mini cities. And so we walk a lot of places throughout the day from building to building or go grab lunch or things like that. She was doing that, walking across base. And the base commander, the big guy in charge, stopped her at a crosswalk. Literally, he was in his car and stopped and got out and coined her. This is a big, big deal in the military. He gave her one of his commander's coins as a recognition and acknowledgement to thank her for how well she had done with the remembrance ceremony. Think about that. I was like, yes, good job. There were a couple of hiccups said she was a little sad. She didn't get to go a couple places that she wanted to. Now, for my veterans, did that ever happen to you? We don't always get what we want, right? All the time, in fact. So then in 2007 to 2012, she ended up down in Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. This is where we come together again. This is such a fun conversation to have because she was stationed in the unit that one of my classmates was one of the commanders of. And she's like, hey, I know that name. I'm like, oh, well, he's one of my buddies. Him and his wife both. So again, another connection. And I still hadn't met her, by the way. We figured this all out in arrears just a few weeks ago as we were preparing for today. So in real life, IRL, as we call it in our community, I had not met Melanie yet, but it was coming. Because it was here in Louisiana that she would meet our mutual friend, Sam Kirby, who's now retired out in Las Vegas. And when he moved to Arizona, that's where I met up with Sam again. He goes, you gotta meet this gal. Her name's Melanie, she's at Barksdale. And he was just avid that we meet someday. Well, now we know, wow, we got a little soul kinship going on up here for sure. And this would be the beginning of Melanie's entrepreneur journey, but also preparation for a couple of U-turns in her career as well. Too much fun here. Now that was a really big deal. I mean, just huge big deal. Travel Queen Mel was birthed at this space, okay? The other part of that personality, the other part of life, and kind of the end of her memorabilia table. So go take a look there. This is that time frame when that version of her was birthed. So then she would head down to Hurlburt Field, Florida, a place I was stationed just long before she ever got there, like lots of years. This is a special operations base in the panhandle of Florida, near Navarre Beach. Fun place, I loved living there. Absolutely. And this would be her last active duty station. This is a big deal because it was some decisions she had the opportunity to make to pivot her life so that she could then get after her entrepreneur journey, which was what she was finding a whole lot more enjoyable and maybe fitting to her personality while bringing a ton of skills that she had gained in the military with her. Too much fun. So 2013 began that transition, and she set some huge goals here. She also went to a civilian personal development conference to work on herself, to learn more about her mindset, the vision of what was possible. And that's when she realized, oh, there's more out here. I think I like this a lot. And in true Melanie fashion, she put together a vision board, set some big goals, gave herself 40 days, and then in 3 days made a really big decision. I'm leaving active duty and going to the reserves. So you can imagine the people in her chain of command probably thought she had lost her mind, or maybe we're having some mind-altering things going on. Just saying, right? So then she would spend her reserve time in the following places. Eglin Air Force Base, Florida, again, another place I had been stationed and ran the hospital before she got there, many years. That was her first reserve unit. And so reserve status is a little bit different. You do a couple of weeks of drill, and then you do some weekend work, and you're mostly in civilian clothes, unlike in active duty, when you're in uniform every day. It's your job, it's your day-to-day job. So the transition in her life began at this point, and those of us that know her from our travel club, well, a lot of great things were happening for this young lady at that time. And it was fun to watch her because our friend Sam was now happy that we were friends, and I knew of you at least, right? Getting to know you, and she continued to grow. She also went back to Hurlburt Field in an intel unit, doing something she had never done on active duty, little exploration going on, because they were more willing to work with the schedule that she was becoming used to in her entrepreneur journey. She could be more flexible. Military isn't real flexible sometimes, y'all, just saying, okay? Yeah. So she was looking for the solution, but didn't want to give up her veteran benefit. She had served a long time by this point. There's no need to walk away if you don't have to, right? That's why we're here today. And then she had her first IMA position. That's called an individual augmentee. You're kind of like an addition to a unit to do a job every so often, a little bit less frequently than in the reserves, but you still get credited time for the military toward retirement. And so you can kind of see her weaning off in uniform while stepping out, traveling the world and helping people to develop their dream life, right? And then she ended up where she's retiring from today, that we're celebrating, at Hill Air Force Base, which is in Utah, outside of Utah, in the Operational Support Squadron there for sure. Now I have to say, just in closing, You know, Mel and I have had quite a fun journey. We realize we have a ton of connections throughout here, but more importantly, girlfriends, we really have each other's heart. I have come to love you so very much as a sister and a friend. And watching you grow, I continue to learn from you each and every day in business and in life, being inspired, even though you're the same age as my kids. It's fun to do life with people like that, just by saying yes and keeping our mind open like a parachute, kind of like they learned to do in the military. So thank you, my friend. Please help me give it up for newly retired.
Fantastic job. Thank you, Major McCready, for those words of inspiration. Take Sergeant Levitt's career. Please join Major McCready in the center of the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remain standing for the retirement orders.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, Headquarters, Air Reserve Personnel Center, Buckley Space Force Base, Colorado. Reserve Order Number EK 004878, effective 30 September 2024. Having served 23 years, you are relieved from current assignment in the Retired Reserve Section ZA and placed on the United States Air Force Reserve Retired List. Current assignment from which relieved 75th Operations Support Squadron, Hill Air Force Base, Utah. Retired effective 30 September 2024 in the grade of Technical Sergeant by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. The retirement certificate presentation. Tech Sergeant Levitz will now be presented with the certificate of retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. And it reads, to all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that the Technical Sergeant Melanie L. Levitz, having served faithfully and honorably, is retired from the United States Air Force on the first day of October 2024. Signed, General David W. Alvin, Chief of Staff, United States Air Force. Letter of appreciation. On behalf of a grateful nation, I extend to you my personal thanks and sincere appreciation for our country, for your honorable service in the United States Air Force. Your commitment and dedication to duty during the 23 years have been an inspiration to those who will follow in your footsteps. The contributions you made throughout your military career have strengthened our nation's security and enriched countless people's lives. As you retire, I hope you take pride in your many accomplishments as the knowledge that you have learned or earned the lasting gratitude for our country. I trust that you will enjoy the sense of satisfaction in the retirement you've earned through your military service. Thank you for your devotion to our country and the sacrifices you made to secure liberty's blessings. I wish you happiness and success in all your future endeavors. Signed, Joe R. Biden, Commander-in-Chief. In addition, from the Chief Master of the Air Force, I am proud to join your friends and family in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Air Force. Technical Sergeant Melanie L. Levitz. The achievement and contributions you have made throughout your career are indicative of the core values of our great service. Your retirement is well deserved, but your selfless contributions will be sorely missed. On behalf of all airmen, thank you for your faithful and devoted service to our nation. As this chapter in your life closes and a new one begins, I hope the years ahead are filled with more great memories and continued success. Signed, David A. Flossie, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Both may be seated. As we continue to celebrate the illustrious career of Sergeant Levitz, it is fitting to acknowledge those who have played a significant role in her journey. Throughout her time in service, Sergeant Levitz has been guided and inspired by remarkable leaders as well as her family. At this time, I would like to invite her sister Maya to come forth and share her reflections about Melanie's upbringing and career.
Wow. I mean, what an honorable time to be here for my sister. And I just want to take a second to thank everybody for coming to support her and showing your love for her. She has worked so hard, not just in the military, but to be a part of every single one of our lives today. Finally retired. I mean, finally, right? We were both so young. I mean, when he first joined, I was barely but 4 or 5 years old, and I remember looking at you then, just like I'm looking at you now, and I'm so proud. To, not just of you, but to be your sister. Like, that is just an honor to carry alone. Melanie Levitz's little sister. I'm like, yeah. I mean, look at you. You've grown so. What made me look up to you the most, though, is how you transformed your life. If you don't know, we didn't come from the best upbringing. And she made a path for herself, and not for herself, but for myself as well. I didn't have the best person to look up to, and she gave me that. You gave me that, and you made a future for you, you made a future for us. And I love you so much. And I hate public speeches, so doing it for me. But all because an amazing woman joined the military. We're all here, standing together, to support you and to celebrate you, but not to an end, but to a new beginning. To you, Melanie, I'm lucky to be your sister. To Melanie.
Thank you, Maya. Next, please welcome Sergeant Robin DeGee to the front, also to the next to give some parting words or some words of encouragement to Melanie.
Good evening, esteemed guests, family, and friends. My name is Robin B. Jean from Baton Rouge. She knows I'm not a public speaker. From Baton Rouge, Louisiana, by way of Houston, Texas. Today, I am here to wish a best friend of mine well wishes on her next journey. I met Malachi, which is my nickname for her. I don't know where it came from. I just said it one day and it just stuck with her. I met her back in 2007 at Barksdale Air Force Base in Shreveport, Louisiana. Once we met, we became inseparable for the past 18 years. From being stationed together to being deployed together, my friend, we have been through so much, ups and downs, good and bad. From engagements to heartbreak, to marriage, to losses in the family. You have grown so much over the years from those days back in Shreveport and UAE. The days in UAE, y'all know she's a blue. We were roommates and she would have tent parties in our room. I was sleeping. I had a 4 a.m. shift. I was the only one on the 4 a.m. shift to have to go to work and load everybody up to start the day. So she would go in the bunk beds and put a sheet over the bunk bed and create a tent. So I have to kick her and her new friends out. Who would have thought of Blue? Everyone in our travel club knows she's a red, but she likes to have fun. She's a blue still too, at heart. Always a blue, always the brightest in a room full of blue. From a party animal to a wife, author, millionaire, and soon-to-be mother after Dubai. Yes. Through your personal development, and no matter what others may think, you have helped mold me into a better person. From being a business owner to traveling the world to staying on top of my health and fitness. She's been on top of me and I've lost 8 pounds within the last 2 weeks. Tech Sergeant Costia Levitz, I am honored to be your friend and I am so proud of you. Thank you for all you do and all you have done. Congratulations. This is only the beginning to another great chapter in your life. Love, your friend, Robin.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tech Sergeant Dizzy. As we move forward in our ceremony, we come to a cherished tradition in the retirement process, the presentation of the retirement pin. The retirement pin accompanies a retirement certificate. It is a tradition that an Air Force retiree pin is presented to the honoree, signifying the end of one milestone and the beginning of another. Adrian and Cristia, please come forward and place the retirement pin on Melanie's left lapel.
Don't hold her. Too late.
Thank you, Adrian. You may be seated.
Getting something, but a few words first. So I'm going to say a few words because I know only a few words. I'm looking around this room and it's full of friends and family members, and I think we are truly blessed. And at the same time, we are blessed to have you in our lives. I'm so proud of you. Happy retirement, happy birthday, and I love you, honey.
Thank you, Adrian. Happy.
And for you too.
There we go.
Told you, she doesn't miss a detail. Okay. Every retiring member is authorized a United States flag upon retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we will honor Sergeant Levitz with the reading of the flags folding ceremony. Please remain seated as the flag of the United States of America is folded by the Detachment 155, University of Miami, Air Force ROTC color guard. For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes. alternating between 7 red and 6 white. And that the union be 13 stars, white and a blue field, representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you here today. The 13 horizontal stripes presented the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The color of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor. White signifies purity and innocence. And blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans, both home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words of the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space with Neil Armstrong, planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe, and on the thin flash of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every airman who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Air Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinct fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom, at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on land, sky, around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave. After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, who were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, preserving for us the rights, the privileges, and freedoms we enjoy today. Major McCready, please present the flag. Congratulations. Behind every successful military member stands a supportive and loving family. It is often said that being in the military is a family affair. It requires the support and sacrifice, of loved ones, especially during times of deployment and separation. But their journey as a family hasn't always been easy. Let us remember that being in the military is not just about an individual who wears the uniform. It's about the families who stand behind them, offering their unwavering support and sacrifice. At this time, I ask Melanie's spouse, Adrian Castilla, to join Sergeant Levitz on stage. Now we will present the spouse certificate. It reads, Certificate of Appreciation on behalf of the all Air Force Airmen and their families Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force presents the certificate of appreciation to Adrian Castilla. I join your spouse, family, and friends in thanking you for the numerous contributions and sacrifices you made in support of our United States Air Force. Your dedication gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service in defense of our nation. Signed, David A. Flossie, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Certificate of appreciation from the United States Air Force. In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents a certificate of recognition to Adrian Castilla. For the commitment and numerous contributions that made impacts in the nation's defense. So Adrian, to you. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse. Signed, General David W. Alvin, Chief of Staff. Thank you, Castilla family. You may be seated. Now there will be a special presentation to Hal Levitz. Please come join us on the stage, Hal. Certificate of Appreciation Parent Medal. For parental guidance, direction, and teaching, on behalf of the United States Air Force, the Commander of the Wing Staff Agency and Comptroller Squadron presents a certificate for outstanding support to Technical Sergeant Melanie L. Levitz's father. The sacrifice the parent of a military member renders is beyond compare. As a parent, they willingly offer their blessing when their child is compelled to serve their country. If we were not for the military parent, through their child service, America would not enjoy all the freedoms that exist today. The parent medal is cast in gold and silver colors, which symbolizes how meaningful you are to your child. Within the gold center is a compass rose depicting the guidance and direction that you have instilled within her. The two-piece laurel leaf wreath shows your constant offering of love and support for the decisions she has made throughout her life. The raised ripple top edging is indicative of the many opportunities you offer her. There are 4 stars around the lower half of the silver ring, symbolic of your teachings of duty, honor, integrity, and devotion. In the lower center of the outer ring is a shield for your teaching of traditions and respect for our country. A military medal is our way of saying you were then and now one of the most important parts of her life. It was your understanding, your love, and assurance that enabled her to know what she was accomplishing was very important. Thank you for being there for her. Signed, Major Retired Sean McCready. Now we have a few words from Melanie's father, Hal Levitz.
Hello, I'm Hal Levitz, Melanie's father. I want to first thank you all for joining our celebration of 23-year retirement. The blessing I'm so proud of her. Accomplishments. Thank you again.
At this time, I would like to invite Melanie's high school drill sergeant, retired Daniel Spencer, to come forth and share his reflections about Melanie's 3 years of our Army ROTC at Piper High School, Sunrise, Florida.
Good afternoon, everyone. All the stuff that I've heard is kind of like hard to start off with the right things. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is retired Staff Sergeant Daniel Spencer. I was Melanie JROTC instructor from 1999 to 2001. So otherwise, it made a big difference on what Melanie does. So we say it's an honor and a privilege to be here. Today, celebrating Melanie's retirement, oh, that's a big hit. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes words is very hard to express when you see what you have done and hear what the person that you jump-started became a big balloon that it's hard to, you know. So I'm just continuing. Melanie earned rank from private to second lieutenant while in JROTC. She earned 17 ribbons, as you guys have seen out there. And each one of those ribbons has a specific reason to have them. I'm not going to be able to cover all of them exactly, and I will elaborate on some of them because they're very, very, very important. So you have to do extra to get those. She has 1-3, which is an academic achievement. 1-6, which is leadership service ribbon. That is a ribbon that they give all cadets when they first start off with 1, 2, 3, and etc. All of them is very, very, very important to that cadet. She had 2-1, which is a varsity athletic ribbon. She got the physical training ribbon, they call it the physical fitness ribbon. That means that she got to be in good shape. She got to be able to make a certain score on each one of the events that she actually has to do. And without a doubt, you guys noted that she rented high octane gasoline. Okay, she also earned the 2-3, the 3-2, which is a personal fitness ribbon. As you notice, the cadets that presented the flag, their uniform must be set the example for the instructor that actually look at it. They teach them how to dress, how to march, how to do all of that. That's very, very important. We are the ones that start that career, we'll say, making them a better citizen. The civilians that see those cadets out there don't know this. They're not cadets. They look at them as average. So they represent us as veterans. She did an outstanding job. So I'm going to just continue on. She earned it. I got my paper in the right order, so we're just doing it. 3-1 is an orientation ribbon. That's a ribbon that you go to summer camp. We take the kids to summer camp, the one that we select out of the whole entire battalion, out of those cadets that we feel that will be doing good at summer camp, learning how to be able to become a leader, learning how to go through the woods and fight the mosquitoes and all other things. And you've got to be a cadet that has a lot of encouragement. So Melanie just did it. She earned the 3-7. She learned how to shoot a rifle. She also got the medal, I'll say the ribbon of the 3-8, which is it's an adventurous ribbon. She earned the summer camp ribbon, which they give all cadets for going to summer camp. She also earned the honor guard ribbon. That she was on the color guard. There's so many things this young lady have up there that only God blessed her with. So we have to just keep encouraging her. She earned the attitude ribbon. She earned the school ribbon. Please excuse me the different types of outbursts that I make about this ribbon, because I believe that when you put information to a young student, they learn to accept it like a damp sponge sucking up water. She's absorbed everything that could be done to be a good cadet. And families, I want you to know that I was very, 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 very hard on Melanie. It seemed like the harder I was, the better she liked it. So I said to myself, I said, self, you gotta try something different. But it didn't stop, and I'm so proud. Okay, she earned the 3-15, which is a step up to the challenge. She earned the 4-3, which is a flag detail, so she knows about flag. She earned the community service ribbon. That means the cadet get a chance to go out to the community services and go to the VA clinic and learn how to sit and talk with us as veterans that have went through so much stuff in our lives. And for a student to come and ask the questions and learn what it feels like to go through the hardship that we have went through to be where we are. All veterans are not old. Melanie got a chance to see that. Community service means that we serve everything within the community. And she did that, so she got a ribbon for it. Okay, almost there. Melanie also was a very positive leadership role for the other cadets. She always stood there and tried to help them along, and that's what I'm saying, it's hard for me to back up all the things that have been said about her. I knew it all the time, it's just that true. I also had my own son in ROTC, so I was my son's ROTC instructor too, and my grandson's ROTC instructor. I've been around. Okay, now, here it is. The cadets today is learning how to make themselves a better citizen. That's what those cadets are for. To let the world know that they are better citizens because of what they learned from the instructors and the people and their parents. It starts from the parents that supporting the school to ensure that that cadet or that student or that child get the right kind of knowledge to become a successful person. Without a doubt, God got that bubble over Melanie now. Because you meet people coincidentally. You never know who's in the bathroom. That person may be your, you never know. So here we go. Here we have in conclusion, I want to just say this because it's kind of like it's been on my heart. Out of all the instructors that she had, it hurts me to see how much a lot of people have ignorant knowledge about the ROTC programs. The ROTC program is not to put your young daughter or son into the military. That's not our job. We served our country. We are giving them the knowledge and wisdom for them to become a better citizen so they'll be able to show you, Mom, Dad, this was all about, and I know how Melanie's father feels because he feels so, words cannot express what that father feels now. So ladies and gentlemen, it gave me great honor to be here. So, like raising a baby, from becoming a baby to a grown person, I've done that. And I just got to say it. I know my lady ain't gonna want to say it, but I'm a grandfather of 15 grandkids, and I have 15 great grandkids.
Oh, wow.
My oldest granddaughter is the exact rank right now that he is. I have a grandson in the Air Force too. God has blessed me. And it makes me feel good to sit back and look like, like an eagle on top of a hill. And you sit down and look and see what you have done. And you say, how did I do that? But again, it's an honor for me to be here. So ladies and gentlemen, she deserves what you guys give her so she can see it. Give me my flowers while I'm alive.
Yeah.
When I'm dead, I can't see it.
We definitely feel a little love up here. That's awesome. Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to invite both Chief Master Sergeant retired Jim and Chief Master Sergeant retired Donna Chambers to come forth and share their reflections about Melanie's 23 years of service and transition as an entrepreneur in the travel industry.
Yeah.
All I can say is, if Shar thinks that she feels old, I must be from the Ice Age. Because Jim and I were both retired before Melanie ever joined the military. So that gives you some kind of an idea. But you know, Melanie, congratulations. You're just absolutely amazing. Thank you, and thank your family for 23 years of service to this great country. It means so much to us to be here today, to honor you in that process. We have so much respect for you and the things that you've done. And to do this. Before we really get into a lot of what we want to talk about, I just want to go over a little bit more about the military. Shar gave such a great overview of Melanie's career and what the military is like. But let me give a little bit from my perspective, because over the years, we spent a lot of time talking to a lot of young people as they came into the service, as we were supervisors over them, as we helped them deal with things they had to go through. So most of us joined the Air Force when we were really young, actually straight out of high school for many of us. So imagine being wide-eyed, you're just curious about all the wonder the world has to offer, and you're going off on this great adventure, but you're also just a little bit scared. Again, for us in the Air Force, we get on a plane, we fly off to San Antonio, Texas, to Lackland Air Force Base. The very first thing they do is they take all of our personal belongings. So everything you brought in your little suitcase is taken away from you. You don't have any of the things that you thought meant the most to you at that particular time. They give us clothes that barely fit. Yeah, true. True, that's exactly it. We have our individuality removed. So anything that identified us as a person is pretty much gone. One of the things that they do is, well, they put us through 6 weeks of basic military training where they change our mindset, the way we think, the way we react, the way we respond very, very quickly. We're yelled at a lot. We're taught military history. We're taught marksmanship. Imagine being a female that may have never held a gun and now you're going through marksmanship training. You also have to teach us our left from our right. For me, and Jim still laughs at me because I get really confused easily on left and right. So I make a little eye, and when the eye points out, that's my left. It keeps me straight most of the time. Got me through basic training anyway.
True story.
They teach us how to fold our clothes. They teach us how to dress. They teach us how we have to wear our hair. They teach us how to follow directions without question. And most importantly, they teach us how to make decisions and how to respond very, very quickly. Our next stop is technical training, and that's going to be where we go depends on what our career field is, because they're all across the country, depending on our background and what we're going to do. They teach us the basic knowledge about our job, and they continue to teach us military discipline and all about the military. After graduation, we go off to a brand new location that we had no idea where it was going to be. It wasn't our choice. They decide where that's going to be. We're going to be surrounded by people that we don't know and all kinds of new responsibilities. That person that does all of that up to that point is probably 18 or 19 years old. And that's what their life has already changed into. This process continues every 1 to 3 years. We don't know who our boss is going to be. We really don't know where we're going to go. Our responsibilities change based on every weapon system we're going to be surrounded by and what the mission of that particular base is going to be. We can be a little bit frightened, a little bit nervous, because it really is a big uncertainty. It's also a little bit exciting because we're going to a brand new country, a brand new state. We're going to have brand new experiences. And for most of us, when we're that age, that's exactly what we're looking for. But we're still a little bit apprehensive. We have new bosses. Some are good, some not so good. We don't have a choice. We have to do exactly what they tell us to do because that's the military. We also have coworkers that we may like and some we may not like so well, but that's not our choice. We're going to serve with them anyway with honor. We're going to live at a place that we didn't decide on where we're going to live. We're going to have a life we don't really understand what it's going to be like. And we're going to be in a world that we don't really know what to expect at any given time. Melanie, with all of that, girl, you didn't just survive, you absolutely thrived.
Come on.
Good honor, as many have said, to be here. My goal
My goal is to give you a little more insight into the impact of what Melanie did. As a civilian, most people don't understand the military at all. They have preconceived notions and so forth. The Air Force itself is divided basically into three parts, if you will. And one is called operations, and those operations may include airplanes, as most people know, but they also may include satellites. They may include missiles. So anybody in operations is involved in the things that are moving, the weapon systems, as Donna said. Another one is called maintenance. Donna and I were in maintenance. Our job was to keep airplanes in the sky. There's a picture of a B-52 out here. I was telling somebody a story about I've worked on those planes. And then the last one is called support. And that can include base support, that can include medical, doctors, hospitals, anything that the troops are going to need to keep functioning, to keep us going. So as you look at that, Melanie, as Major McCready's already referenced, decided to enroll. She enrolled only 3 weeks after 9/11. Most of you remember what you saw on TV. Some of us were there or very close to it. At that time, it was a tragic time. Over 2,900 Americans died that day in America. So I had to ask 3 weeks after that tragic event, and she's deciding to go into the military, what's pushing you? Why? And Melanie said it was to help support our country in a whole new way, a change of life, a major change of life. Think of the danger that she's stepping into. At that point, it became a very fearful time for America, and we retracted. Melanie stepped forward. She stepped out into an entirely new life. And she said she wanted to learn about the USA's military capabilities. She did that by serving on the operations side. And so I asked her some of the other things, why she did it, what she did. And she was keeping records, as Major McCready has said, managing docs, personnel files, and all of that. Personnel files in the military are some of the most protected, most important information we have. It's how we get promoted. It's how we move. It's how we get paid. It's how our dependents get paid back home, wherever we are in the world. And they put those hands, her hands, around all of those, for every one of those pilots, for every one of those people that she was dealing with all over the world. She also got to talk on the radios, and I'm talking about an airplane in the sky. It's coming back to the base, and they're calling the home base. She's on the other end of the radio talking to the pilots, and they're sending in their requirements, what they need. It might be maintenance. Then Melanie would have to receive the information, and then she'd get on the line and call maintenance, so they knew what to expect, what they had, what we had to do, how many people we had to bring out, what was needed, when the airplane had to leave again. Sometimes you had to turn them very, very quickly under adverse circumstances, but Melanie was the go-between. She made operations and maintenance work. It fit together. It was very impactful. Well, she got to work and deploy with the operators as well. So she's traveling around the world with the pilots because she's part of that organization. That's a key place in our society, in our military, and in the United States Air Force. We don't let just anybody do that. In fact, most people wouldn't qualify to do that. Moving on, as Donna said, and others, she made it through basic training, but she then went to technical school at Keesler. As a former technical school instructor and instructor supervisor, I can tell you most women didn't make it. That's not a comment about women. It was when I was there was the 1970s. By the way, I retired 35 years ago. I retired 11 years before Melanie went in the Air Force. I was already retired after 23 years and so forth. So what we saw was for a woman to succeed, for them to make it through technical school, first basic training, where most didn't, well, not most, but many didn't, and then to get out of technical school and go to their first PCS, permanent change of station, their real job, was very rare back then in the 70s, 80s. In the 2000s, we were getting more and more females, but still a difficult thing to do because the military is very different than civilian life, very different. She also, as she came through that process, received the expert marksmanship award with a rifle. So she's a pro. She shot it very, very well. A little bit about where she was stationed. And I'm going to read off several commands here because the names tell it all. Her first station, Air Combat Command. Why are you there? You're there to go to combat. You are there with pilots that are doing nothing but training every single day to go to war, to protect this country, to be a very strong deterrent against those that would want to take advantage of us. There is nothing stronger than a strong military to prevent a war. And if we have to go to war, we will. She's on what we call the bleeding edge of that group of people. She was there, Air Combat Command. U.S. Forces Korea, that was the Pacific Air Forces. You realize how big that responsibility was? 139 million square miles those pilots are traversing every day. She was a part of that, right on the edge. Then she went to Air Force Global Strike Command. That's nuclear weapons. We hope we never have to drop another nuclear weapon anywhere on earth, anyone. But we have to be prepared because several other countries, several of our adversaries are peer level with us and they have nuclear weapons. Some have said they will use them first in combat. She was on the edge of all of the pilots, of all the group and the maintainers that keep us ready. We have aircraft that fly with nuclear weapons on them at almost all times. Then she went to Air Force Special Operations Command. Those are things we can't even talk about. Those are almost everything they do is classified. They show up in unusual places at unusual times. And she was a part of that as well. Extremely impactful. Then she went to Air Force Materiel Command, and that's typically maintenance, supply, those functions. In other words, these are the ones that are getting the parts and providing them to maintenance, or they're doing the heavy duty maintenance. And finally, she went to Air Force Reserve Command. So Melanie had 7 different commands as she went through that process, which is unusual. 12 years on active duty, and that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you are an active duty military person, you do not control your life. They do, and they tell you when and where to go. And oftentimes, it's 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning when you get a phone call. You need to pack and leave because you're leaving. Then she went to 11 years in the Air Force Reserve. We call it, at least the active duty side called it, the citizen airman. Because she's still an airman, she still has all those skills, all that knowledge, and responsibilities to fulfill what an active duty airman does when we need her. And she doesn't know when we need her. You know, their citizen airmen typically would practice for 1 weekend, and then they'd have a couple, 3 weeks in the summer. But in the last 20 years, the Air Guard and the Reserve has been far more active. We've needed them on a regular basis. And then last, she did 10 deployments. A deployment is like a vacation where you work. Some of them aren't very good, but having 10 deployments of 6 months or less, sometimes 6 months, she did twice to Guam with B-52s, that's those big giant 8-engine bombers. She went 3 times to Alaska with the fighter units, and then 3 times to Las Vegas. Now, that's not for the party. There's something going on there called Red Flag. I was at Red Flag in February of 1976, the very first Red Flag when we were creating that. Think Top Gun, all the movies you saw, Top Gun, it's the Air Force's version of Top Gun. It is very serious, and they're doing war tactics there. So when she went to Las Vegas, she wasn't going to gamble or have fun. She was going to war to practice, because that's what they were doing there. And then I wanted to mention Lieutenant Colonel Martha McSally, you did as well, because I believe that woman is extremely capable and proficient. She was also the first female combat squadron commander in the United States Air Force. So Colonel McSally was an extraordinary woman, and Melanie got to serve with her. Melanie served in her unit. He knew her. I think she had a profound impact on you. And lastly, her favorite unit, she was the non-commissioned officer in charge, we call that NCOIC, of Special Operations, Special Tactics, supporting combat controllers. Those are people that jump out of perfectly good airplanes behind enemy lines to spotlight targets. They go find the targets, and then the air crew comes in, they put a laser on it, and that's how they put a bomb through a window of a building. Because a combat controller is on the ground somewhere, helping them. And Melanie's work was to help work with the combat controllers to keep them viable, to help them get to the mission where they needed to go. So I could go on and on and on, but I'm glad to be here. Just know that this young woman has had an extraordinary impact on the United States Air Force. Thank you.
Know that side of Melanie because a lot of us have traveled around the world with her. We see her as a fun, happy-go-lucky person that's just enjoying life. So I think it's important for everyone to be here today and just hear that side of what Melanie has done because it's an incredible career, and we are completely and unbelievably honored to be asked to be here with you today, Melanie. I want to cover a little bit more about Melanie and the Melanie that we know. So it's obvious from your military accomplishments and all of your recognitions that you definitely have a can-do attitude. If anyone knows her, she's never going to give up. If she decides she's going to do something, it's going to get done one way or the other. We don't know how it's all going to come together, but she will make it happen, that's for sure. Jim and I didn't have the pleasure, obviously because we are the dinosaurs here, but we didn't have the pleasure of serving you in the military. But we really have had the honor of getting to know you for the last 15 years in the travel industry. Those core values, the strengths, the mindset, the heart that you've had all through your military career, that's the part that you've carried over into this business as well. It's made you such a successful businesswoman, one that's respected throughout the industry and throughout the world, basically. We've watched you grow from a curious, I think I can do this thing, into a person who's confident and a proven powerhouse and just a leader in our business. Just as you thought outside the box to make the military better everywhere that you went, you've also stepped up as a leader here into the entrepreneurial world. And you changed the lives of every single person you come in contact with. During this process, you've kept your respect for the military top and center. We've watched you take the military, the love that you have for the military, and you created a social media group for military entrepreneurs to connect and support each other. During COVID shutdown, we watched you create and organize weekend Zoom events where you showcase current and retired military people from all branches of the service supporting each other in what they do. You're respected not just for what you've done in the past, not just for what you're doing today, but you're respected for building a foundation for what's possible in the future. It's a true joy watching you and working with you, Melanie. You're a master at staying focused on whatever that mission is, whatever that goal is that you set, while managing to keep the fun alive. You're the first person on the beach, you're the first person on the dance floor, and if you ever go on vacation with her, she's the first person in the pool waiting for that phone party to start. And not only that, but she drags everyone else out there with her, whether you wanted to go or not. Now, I joined the Air Force because I wanted to travel. And then when I saw the travel industry, I thought, ooh, I can still travel. This is pretty cool. But I got to tell you, Melanie, you've set a brand new standard that I got to live by. She's visited 44 countries. She's got a whole lot more in her future and a whole lot more on her list coming up. So, girl, it's game on. That's all I got to say to you right now on that one. When you need additional information, you find the very best experts, but then you become the expert. That's a skill that very few people possess, and you master that. We've truly enjoyed watching you grow from a quiet, nervous public speaker who wasn't so sure when she was up there into a strong voice that empowers others. Your talents and skills were recognized by corporate executives and by field leaders. And they've deployed you to 20 states and 4 countries to share exactly how you were able to earn $1 million and help each and every one of them achieve the very same thing if they have the desire for that. In business as well as the military, you've become a leader among leaders. Thank you again, Sergeant Levitz.
It's hard.
For your dedication, your strength, and your service. You've represented your family, yourself, and your country with honor. For that, I salute you.
Thank you very much. How do you follow that? Mel, I'd like to be actually also present you. Actually, got a few things. My gift to you, Mel, in the word, I thought about this. You're not good, you're not average, but great. Okay. The definition of leadership in the military shadow box. Okay, my gift to you is the word great, which stands for God is great. And I know that your faith is a big important thing to you. It says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind. This is the first and the greatest commandment, and the second to love your neighbor as well as yourself. And I think that you live that core value. And the key is not only do you love yourself, but you love others the same way. So you give and receive equally, which it takes a lot, to get and actually see someone who's as balanced as you are. The R is for resolute, and which means to be purposeful, determined, and unwavering. So clearly determined, purposeful, and unwavering has been mentioned here today over and over and over again. The E is for excellent. I don't think there's much else need to be said. You lived your life with excellence. And I always say be guilty by the right associations. So I'm happy to be guilty to have the right association with you. And what an honor it is today to get to be able to offer, be up here and speak for you, because I hate public speaking and being in front of people. So the A is for attitude, and I think we heard that as well. So we say fly, fight, and win, right? Aim high. However, the problem is that most people, they pretty much aim low. So their attitude is really what gets them in trouble. Harvard did a study and basically wondered why their graduates weren't actually being successful, and realized that it wasn't their skill, it wasn't their knowledge, it was their attitude. And you're gonna find that basically, like I had mentioned today, you can go in the military, but they're gonna wash that attitude right out of you, okay? But they're gonna replace it with something really incredible. And so Melanie, obviously it's clear that you couldn't sponge, like you said, a sponge, got everything that you needed. And that's where you say you know them by their fruits. The key is you're leaving excellence everywhere you go. And so T is for transformation and thankfulness. The key is, we can transform people, but you gotta be a leader in order to actually attract that. And I'll get into the definition. But thankfulness is one thing that most people don't do. And you are constantly kind and thankful to everyone you come in contact with. And everyone, if I spoke with them, could get and actually give testimony after testimony. So that's pretty incredible. My definition of leadership is 3 things I leave you with. Okay, always leave people and things better than you found them, and leave better than you came. You have always left people better than you found them, and you have always left better than you came. Incredible. However, the key is that in order for that to happen, people have to know, like, and trust you in order to follow you. So people know you, they like you, and they trust you. And that's why they follow you. And so I can tell you that honored to get and actually just be a part of it. And even through the military, not serving so much, but as far as the travel club and the things that we do, the one thing in life is most people in the military, we have a serious world. But obviously we need to laugh, okay, and enjoy ourselves and realize that it's not always so serious. And to get and actually be able to travel and let loose and do those things that you really love and pursue your passions, Melanie is all about that. And then I always say that when you know your authority, God, you'll know the position as a child of God. Meaning, like, it doesn't matter whether you're a parent, a teacher, or whatever it is, when you know your authority, you know your position. And when you know your position, you're going to be successful. It's when you don't know your position that you get out of alignment. Okay? So, therefore, as the young King David once characterized when facing the mighty Goliath, according to the scriptures in Romans 8:31, if God be for us, who could be against us? The truth is, it took a little kid to get and actually face the army of Israel and say, look, what are you afraid of? If God is for you, who could be against you? So the key is to go and actually, whatever you believe in here, find something. And I can tell you, Melanie knows who she serves and who she basically wants to follow, and it does show. And I love your confidence and how you radiate that. I encourage you to continue to walk this out with the same confidence in your faith. Remember, the definition of leadership is the ability to influence others. Again, and it is clear you live this out by everyone here today and those that are online. By definition, you, my friend, are a leader of leaders. And that's very important because when you stack leadership and you're a leader of leaders, like he said, he's seen so many that it followed. You come back to honor those people, and everyone here is honoring you because of what you've left behind and what you're about to actually pay out. So lastly is the shadow box that I wanted to go next to give you as a gift. And I kind of had to think about what can I give Melanie that she already has that she doesn't have. And if you notice, if you're in the hallway out there, there's tables upon tables of different accomplishments. I wanted to go next to you. What we do is we wrap that up in a shadow box. It's kind of like a rearview mirror for your military career. And so that you can reflect on it. You don't stare at it, but you reflect on it and realize what you've accomplished. And that's what we wanted to do with this. So I wanted to personalize it with my own hands as a tribute to you for pouring into my life, as well as so many others. So this is being presented to you today as a gift for you.
Oh, great.
Good catch. Good catch. That speed. That's beautiful.
By the way, the shadow box, as its name implies, shadows a member's military career. Please feel free to view it at the end of the ceremony, which displays her coins, her medals, and her ranks that she's accumulated over the years, as well as her time in service. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and distinct honor to introduce to you Technical Sergeant Melanie Levitz, United States Air Force, retired.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Wow. Woo. Jeez. My goodness. Let's eat. First, I would like to thank my amazing husband for being my support. I love you so much. And you too, PvP. To my dad, this ceremony would not have been possible without you and your contribution. And I love you so much. Thank you for always being my rescue. To my amazing aunt and uncle who came from Tampa, I love you so much, who's played a huge, not only aunt in my life figure, but also as a mother figure. And I brought these flowers from you, Robin, if you don't mind. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Go down the steps.
No jump.
To my sister, those were the best words you've ever said. Oh my gosh, I love you. And she's so right. I joined the Air Force because I wanted to be a figure, a role model for her and my brother. And I'm so grateful for our relationship together. And I love you very much. To Shar, I'm so grateful that you said yes. You were the perfect person to bring this to a close. I'm so amazed from your success and the things that you've done as a woman, impacting so many other women in our lives, in the world. Thank you for continuing to be that strong, bold leader and showing us what life really is all about. I love you, sister. Robin, girl, you're next. I love you. Thank you for always being there, no matter what.
You and John are so amazing and will always be in my life. I love you guys. There's no words to express the gratitude I have for you guys and what you've done and how much you've inspired us, not only in the military, but in our travel entrepreneurship world and everything that you do today and what you do in the future. I mean, these individuals, dinosaurs, they literally chop trees down on their farm in Pennsylvania. So get to know them. They're amazing. Thank you so much. Myra, thank you for always teaching me to engage this before I engage that. You made a huge impact in my life, sir, and I can't thank you enough for inspiring me to join the Air Force and not the Army. Miss Phyllis, I love you. Thank you for the beautiful invitation. Mr. Tuggle, Senior Master Sergeant retired, thank you. And to all the volunteers and to the life-saving University of Miami.
Yeah.
Stepping up, and that's what the military does, is we step up and place a gap for what needs to get done. And I have so much respect for you guys. I can't wait to get to know you guys more and see how we can contribute to each other. And the most great, the most impactful, the brightest light of all, our Lord God. I could not have been here, done this, anything without believing and having faith first, always. My husband asked me, he said, as I wear this bracelet, which says I am second, he says, does that mean I'm first? I said, well, technically you're third. He's like, wait, what? I said, well, God's first, I'm second, and you're third, because if I don't take care of myself first, how can I take care of you? And you're my first human, I will always have your back. And as I come to this ceremony, as we finalize these words, I've discovered something in myself, ironically, that my whole life, from starting off with having a sister when I was born at 14 and breaking out a rash because I was so excited I finally got a sister or a sibling, to joining the ROTC, JROTC high school program and being involved as much as I can, because I've discovered that I really just love people. And in community, everything is possible. And I found that in our high school. I found that in the military, in the Air Force. I found that in our amazing travel club. Where you at? And I found that even more special, this amazing building, and through Miss Sarah, the Madam President. Thank you for coming here. She is the president of the Women's Club of all of Florida.
Yeah.
President here, Miss Katie Freitag. She is the District 13 here in this club in this building, and I became the first vice president. Yeah. The reason why I did is because I found a community of women that have been friends for more than 25 years. And I had a complete respect for that, and that's what I want in life, is just friends and family to be together, always, forever, supporting each other through the most difficult times, through the brightest days, and always remembering that in community, everything is possible. So thank you to all my friends, to all my family, to all the volunteers that have come. I'm so grateful for your attendance. It means the world to me. And for everybody that couldn't be here, who's online, I love you all too. Now let's party. Yeah!
Tech Sergeant Levitz, you left an unforgettable mark in every single one of us, whether it's through your leadership, your laughter, and your endless energy, or that red, winning at all cost determination characteristic. We may have been a little bit scared today. We celebrate not just for your career in the Air Force, but the legacy you continue to create as an entrepreneur in our hearts. Now, let's give it up for Tech Sergeant Melanie Levitz one more time. If anyone deserves to finally sit down and take a break, not that she will, but it's her. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the formal portion of the ceremony. Please exit the room for our transition to the celebration party and the opportunity to join Melanie outside in the foyer with her husband, Adrian, father, Hal, and family in the receiving line to congratulate Sergeant Retired Levitz and her family. Thank you for attending, and now let's get down and party. Cheers!
That's exactly right. When it's exit, don't put the best foot on. Put it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to get these glasses on.
It's all live, baby. It's live.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for jumping in.
Yes.
Oh, Willie, Lisa,
And that's how you change people.
Gwen, David, Anita. Love you guys.
Aw, the virgin.